All right, welcome back. Today we're going to dive into a really radical theory. What if your dreams, that weird stuff that happens when you're asleep, aren't just random brain static? What if they're actually a shared social space? So let's just jump right in with this question, because honestly, it kind of turns everything we think we know on its head. That private, sometimes bizarre world we escape to every night, what if it's not so private after all? Okay, so to even start to wrap our heads around this, we need a totally new concept, a new way of looking at things. It's called socio-oneiric complexity. I know, it's a mouthful, but stick with me. It basically looks at dreams through the super interesting lens of systems theory. So, what does that actually mean? Well, this theory completely reframes what a dream even is. Instead of just some isolated movie playing in your head, think of your dream as one single point, like a node, in this giant invisible social network, a network of dreams. And this network, it connects all of us, reflecting our collective hopes, our fears, the whole shebang. So, how does this work in practice? Well, in this framework, dreams are not just a replay of your day. They're active, dynamic systems. They're busy mixing up memories and emotions to spin totally new stories. And get this, they can act like a kind of social barometer, picking up on themes that are running through the whole population. They create these feedback loops that actually help us adapt and change. So yeah, dreams aren't just about processing the past, they're actively helping to write our future. Pretty wild, right? Okay, so if dreams are this big collective space, what does that mean for you, the individual dreamer? Let's zoom in from that huge social fabric and focus on you for a second. We're going to see how this space, this dream world, might actually let you totally reshape who you are. Think about it. In the waking world, our identity can feel pretty locked in, right? You're a student, a boss, a parent. All these roles come with expectations. But in your dreams, all bets are off. It's a place where you can be totally fluid, totally experimental. You can literally try on different versions of yourself. The technical term for this is ontological self-identification, but really, it's like a playground for your identity. And this is where things get really, really powerful, because dreams can create these powerful feedback loops that actually reinforce how we see ourselves. So, for example, if you go to bed feeling insecure about something, your dream might just whip up a whole scenario that confirms that feeling. And when you wake up, that belief is just a little bit stronger. Now, this can be a vicious cycle, for sure, but it can also work in your favor. Okay, so our identity is fluid. We can play around with who we are in our dreams. Got it. But here's the next big leap. What if the dream environment itself isn't just a static backdrop for your adventures? What if it's alive? This leads us to a pretty radical idea called hylozoic matter. The basic concept is that all matter, even in a dream, is alive. It has its own agency. So that weird shifting landscape, that talking animal, according to this theory, it's not just a symbol. It's a living, breathing part of the dream. Yeah, this quote really nails it. The dream landscape becomes a living thing itself. It's a gestalt, where the whole is way more than the sum of its parts. You aren't just in the dream world, you and the world become one big interconnected system. The lines between you and the dream just dissolve. All right, buckle up, because this is where things get truly, truly mind-bending. So if you can change yourself in a dream, and the dream world itself is alive and responsive, well, the next logical question is, could you use your dreams to change waking reality? This theory really pushes the envelope here. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, by using that fluid dream self in this living dreamscape, you could navigate different possible futures. You could actually explore alternate timelines, like the many worlds idea from quantum physics, all while you're asleep. And there's a name for this process: timeline substitution. The idea is that your dreamscape becomes a kind of workshop for reality itself. You can experience different possibilities, test out different choices, and then select the best path forward. You'd essentially be building a better future for yourself, one dream at a time. I mean, just think about the potential applications here. They're absolutely staggering. You could visualize perfect health to kickstart your real-world wellness journey. You could run simulations of different business strategies to find the one that works. Or you could tap into completely new ideas and perspectives, leading to major breakthroughs in art, science, technology, you name it. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Timeline substitution, living dreamscapes? This all sounds incredibly abstract, almost like science fiction. But what if there's a real biological process that's the engine behind all of this? Let me introduce you to the glymphatic system. You can think of it like your brain's midnight cleanup crew. Seriously. While you're asleep, this system kicks into high gear, flushing out all the metabolic waste and nasty neurotoxins that build up when you're awake. And here's the kicker. How well this cleanup crew works has a direct impact on your mind. When it's working efficiently, you get cognitive clarity, your emotions are more stable, you just feel better. But when it's inefficient, that's when you get brain fog. You feel emotionally all over the place. So it stands to reason that a cleaner, more efficient brain is going to be way better at navigating these incredibly complex symbolic dream worlds we've been talking about. So let's put all the pieces of this puzzle together. We've got the shared dream network, the idea of a fluid self, a living dreamscape, and this biological cleanup crew in our brains. When you combine all of that, the role of the dreamer, your role, is completely transformed. You're no longer just a passive audience member watching some weird movie play out in your head every night. No, you become an ethical architect, literally designing your reality. And you're also a pragmatic magician, someone who uses clear intention to create real change, both in your inner world and your outer world. So the next time you go to sleep, the next time your head hits that pillow, I want you to remember this. Remember the immense creative power that might be waiting for you. And then just ask yourself this one final question. If you really do have the ability to shape your identity and your reality, what world will you choose to dream tonight?